What is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be telling you guys why Zeus has a 44% win rate in the mid lane, 51% win rate as a position 4, and a 52% win rate as a hard support. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. If you guys do, leave a comment down below and subscribe and join the Dota Chronicles community to see more videos. So basically Zeus right now as a mid laner is not really doing too hot, so you should be picking Zeus as a support. I think he's one of the most underrated supports this patch, and while he's pretty volatile, he can dish out a lot of damage. So if you're looking for a support that doesn't have a stun that does a lot of damage, then Zeus is your go-to. Also, he's absolutely amazing because you don't need any sentries. All you have to do is cast your lightning bolt and you have free sentries. So it's absolutely insane, especially against scouting against invis heroes, and pretty much going into the high ground you can easily cast your thunderbolt. That way you know if they have vision or not, and it's always going to be a really great tool, and you can save the money for those sentries. The most popular facet and the one that has the highest win rate is Livewire. Basically it makes your innate, which is static field, do more damage to nearby enemies, so it is the better one. The other one is not that great, honestly. It's really good for clips and stuff to get rampages and stuff, but at the end of the day those are very situational and you don't get a whole lot of value in most games. So Livewire is definitely the best facet, and you're going to be doing so much damage, especially in the laning phase. Zeus's damage is so underrated that it needs to be looked at. I've been facing so many support Zeus in my lanes, and it's been really difficult to deal with them, because the thing is, once Zeus runs out of mana, it doesn't even feel great to kill them anymore in the lane, because you're not really doing a whole lot to them. Like, yes, you're going to get the kill and they fed away a little bit of gold, but they were out of resources. So essentially for a hero like Zeus, it's actually amazing for you to kill them. That way they get a reset. So you can see a lot of people that what they tend to do is they actually ignore the Zeus when he has no mana and just kind of leave him on his own. That way he has to ship himself some more regen and he's going to be kind of AFK for a while. That's what a lot of players tend to do, but other than that, you pick up the free kill. And as a Zeus, you always have to build for mana regen. So the build is going to be mana boots into your phylactery. You can get a soul ring as well. You need a wand, bunch of clarities, and you can kind of go from there. You can get a Yule scepter, you can get a force staff. It really depends what way you want to go. You can get an Aghanim scepter if you've had a really good lane and have a lot of farm as a support. You can definitely pick up the Aghanim scepter eventually. I think it's definitely not a grief, but it shouldn't be one of your first items. It should be maybe your third or fourth item. Items like Solar Crest are really good on Zeus, makes you a lot tankier and also helps you buff up your cores. And in terms of the mid lane Zeus, if you guys are still trying out the Manta Shard build, I think it's pretty dead. I think the build is just way too slow for this fast-paced meta. Maybe in the future when the meta slows down a little bit more, then maybe, but as it is right now, the mid lane carry Zeus is definitely not that great. I mean, if you see a game where there's maybe a PL and they want to take it late and you pretty much know that the game is going to be super long, then maybe. But if they have a death ball lineup, which is pretty much the grand majority of games right now, everybody is just 5-manning down mid at 15 minutes, that is going to be really rough for the Zeus. And that's why his win rate as a core has fallen so much, because he really can't keep up when it comes to farming. He needs to be jumping around in the side lanes, and if you're not getting kills, it can feel really bad, because Zeus can easily start falling off. Now yes, you can farm, but it does take a lot of space. Unless you have a carry that doesn't really require a lot of farm to be online, then you can get away with that. Other than that, you're not going to be getting away with it, and you're going to be stuck without a whole lot of farm and a whole lot of items, and you're going to be down on your XP, and that's when Zeus starts becoming more of a liability. You're always going to be dishing a ton of damage, especially from the high ground. Zeus is a great high ground defender, one of the best ones actually. It's just because once their BKBs are down, you're still going to be dishing that great amount of damage, and it's pretty consistent because your cooldowns are so short. And if you do end up getting an Octarine in the late game, you're going to do even more damage, and with your static field, and you can eventually get your lightning hands for free from the Tormentor. So if you end up picking it up, you're going to be able to clear the creep waves much faster. And then if eventually you do realize and you're playing core Zeus and it's the ultra late game and your magic damage is not doing so much, and you want to switch up to the physical Zeus build with the Moon Shard and the Assault Cuirass and the Lightning Hands build, and you kind of want to go that way, then you definitely could just rotate if the game is long enough. But overall, I don't recommend you guys to be building that. It's just a pretty dead build. It's still really fun to see when situationally it does work, because I do think carry Zeus is just really cool to see. It was definitely one of my favorite things to do, is run the carry Zeus. Some of the best pairings you guys can do with Zeus is Alchemist, Drow Ranger, and Lifestealer. These heroes are pretty meta right now, especially Alchemist. It's a high kill lane when it comes to Zeus and Alchemist together. You do a lot of damage, and so does Alchemist, and at the same time he has a stun, which is what you need, and you're going to be able to get on top of targets and really start shutting down some of these big bulky offlaners. You also do really good up against Enigma, which is one of the highest win rate offlaners advantage right now this patch because you're able to get rid of those eidolons super quickly, and you're also able to do a whole lot of damage with your lightning bolt to Enigma. And overall, Enigma doesn't really like to target you because you have your heavenly jump. You're able to get out of sticky situations thanks to that, but don't misuse it. Now let's talk about some of the best and worst matchups for Zeus. Some of the best ones are Riki, Sand King, Leshrac, Shadow Fiend, Sniper, Bounty Hunter. Any hero that has invis you're going to be good up against thanks to your lightning bolt. You're able to reveal them, and that's always going to feel really nice because you're going to save a lot of money on dust and sentries. And heroes like Riki definitely don't want to see you. Obviously the Riki, when he's super built, he's going to be able to jump on top of you and definitely take care of you, but until that doesn't happen, you're going to have the upper hand, and at least you can help your team scout them out, because once you run out of slots, it's really difficult to have detection, and not a lot of teams are willing to put a gem on very squishy heroes. Some of the bad matchups are Huskar, Spectre, Lycan, Anti-Mage. Any hero that can easily get on top of you and not let you go, that's going to be difficult for you on Zeus. Now yes, you have your heavenly jump, but once that is gone and they can still keep chasing, you are running into very big issues. Heroes like Huskar, yes, you can kill them in lane, but once the Huskar gets armlet, you're not going to be doing a whole lot to that hero, even though you do insane amount of burst. You might have to consider picking up items like E-Blade and Dagon to be able to take care of that matchup much better. But heroes like Spectre and Lycan definitely don't give a crap about you. Yes, static field is going to help you a lot against heroes like Spectre, but you're still going to be dead most of the time. Heroes like Spectre can easily get on top of you, and Lycan as well, and they're super tanky. You're not going to be able to deal with these heroes very easily, so definitely stay away from these heroes, as it's not going to be a really good time for you. And obviously heroes like Anti-Mage thrive on facing up against heroes like Zeus. You have a huge mana pool, so he's going to be able to blink on top of you, and if he builds himself an Orchid, you're not going to be doing very hot. He's going to be getting rid of you super quickly. So definitely keep in mind with these matchups, but overall there isn't a whole lot of downside to picking the support Zeus. You scale really well as a support because you can eventually start building some core items after your main support items and pretty much scale like another core, which is always going to feel great to have in your lineup. But you do need to keep in mind that you're not getting absolutely destroyed in these matchups, because then you're just going to have to sit in the back line with an ether lens, and you're going to be pretty much scared the entire time to even leave your base, or just pretty much showing the creep waves because you're going to get obliterated. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Zeus. I think the hero is slightly underrated and should be picked a lot more, especially from the support line. And mid Zeus could definitely still be picked, but situationally, if it is the right matchup, then pick it up. If not, then stick to support Zeus. It is much higher impact, and it's going to be much better because you are a support, so that's always going to feel better than having an underperforming core. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.